Oh hey y'all, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about 5 things I love about my 2024 Toyota Grand Highlander. Let's get into it. Now before we get into the 5 things I love about this car, let me just show you something quick that didn't quite make it onto this list, but it should have. But I'm going to include it in the beginning here because technically it should be number 1. And that is the automatic cruise control with the sensory braking. You drive this car and it will brake on its own if you're in cruise control and a vehicle is in front of you that is slower than you are going. It's incredible. And you can also set the distance between your car and the car in front of you so that when it senses a car, 4 car lengths away, it will adjust the speed accordingly. Check this out. You have your radar cruise control, you have your lane keep assist, and also you have a button here. Notice on the screen over here, if I click this button, it will change the amount of lines, which is the amount of distance between you and the car in front of you. Here we are cruising on the highway, and we are going to match the speed of the vehicle in front of us by clicking here on the cruise control button. So now we're matching the speed here at 91 kilometers per hour. We can increase and decrease, but if you notice here, that vehicle was braking and now our vehicle braked as well. And this is the feature that is the craziest thing about this car. So you notice here, if I'm driving, doing cruise control, and I get into another lane here, it will automatically brake for me if the vehicle in front of me had me slowing down. Number 1 is going to be this big old huge grille. It just gets bigger and bigger with these new manufacturers. I mean, all the way from the Corolla, RAV4, they get bigger and bigger all the way up to the Sequoia. They just have huge grills, similar to BMW and their kidney grill evolution from back in the day to now. The grills, the bigger, the better. Oh, that's right, the 2.4 liter turbocharged engine in at number 2. This is a fun engine that Toyota has now released into their Highlander, Grand Highlander vehicles. It's got a good chunk of power and it gets you moving pretty quickly. If you want something with even more horsepower, I'd go for the Hybrid Max, which has 400 horsepower, 400 pound-foot of torque and quite a bit more horsepower than this, just over 100 horsepower more than this 2.4T. Yep. And in at number 3 here, we got this center console area. This dash looks amazing, upgraded from the previous Highlander, the previous generation. You have the 12.3 inch screen, you have 7 USB-C ports in the car, you have this nifty little drive mode selection here in the middle, and you have your wireless charging pad conveniently located right over here underneath the climate control settings. So it's just a really nice layout and very versatile. So what's next? Well, number 4 is this cargo area over here. So this has just a big, thick rear end here compared to the previous generation Highlander, which is just kind of more squinty. So over here, you've got a thicker rear end, more space behind the the third row seating, the 7 seats. And then just the layout of this, it's not very much bigger than the original Highlander. It's a few inches in every direction larger, but just the layout of all the accessories, the seats, cup holders, everything inside amounts to having more space throughout the vehicle, so you just feel more comfortable when you're inside of this thing. Like, no matter where you are, you feel comfortable in the Grand Highlander. You feel more grand. And the last thing I'd say, number 5 on 5 things I love, would be the space behind the third row of the Grand Highlander. So in here you can see I have a stroller here for a baby, as well as a stroller bassinet here. Fits very nice and snug. And you have plenty of space here. You can put all kinds of stuff in here. And that's even if you need the third row. You put that third row down, you're gonna have so much space. You could fit probably 6 strollers if you wanted to, or just tons of boxes and Tupperware totes, everything. You can fit it all here in the Grand Highlander. And then you got the power lift gate option. You don't want to be bothered putting down tailgates these days, you guys. It's 2023. We're getting into the future. All right, that's number 5. All right, you guys, that's it for 5 things I love about my 2024 Toyota Grand Highlander XLE. Now, this is the base XLE. Typically in Toyota, the XLE is actually the beginning of a higher end trim, but in the Highlander, it starts higher end. So, it's nice. It's a very good car, reliable, and they're going to hold their value like most Toyota SUVs and Toyota vehicles do, because this is the #1 most reliable brand on the planet. So hey, you guys like this car stuff? If you want to hit that like button for the algorithm or sub, be my guest, you guys. I'm going to make some more videos about some more interesting cars in the future. So hey, you guys dig it? Have a good weekend. Have a good week. Peace out. We'll see you in the next one.